Hey everyone, 4Blocks on Pumpkin here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys 3 ways on how to use the local player get RR+plus status chip. Alright, let's do this. Hey guys, we're back. I'm going to stop here and have you guys pause the video to place down the chips that we have right here. Alright, let's get started. So what this is a claim system for your canvas, but it only works if you have RR+. So if you have RR+, it'll let you claim it, draw on it, and erase, etc. But if you don't have RR+, it will not allow you to claim, draw, or erase on it. So let's start from the button. Connect our press to our if, grab the condition of our if, and take it to the local player get RR+ status. Then we're going to grab our then from our if, and connect it to our second if. Then we're going to grab the second if's condition, and connect it to the equals. And then we're going to grab our list get count and connect it to the first value of our equals. Then we're going to grab our list and connect it to get all players with role. Then we're going to grab our players and connect it to the toString. Then we're going to grab our result from the toString and connect it to the string replace. Then we're going to grab the result of our string replace to the other string replace. Then we're going to grab our second result from our second string replace and connect it to the string format. Then we're going to grab our string format result and connect it to the player show subtitle. And then we're going to grab our button set text and connect it to the else of our first if. Then we're going to grab the target of the button set text and connect it to the button. Then we're going to connect our then from our second if and connect it to the player add role. Then we're going to grab our player add role output into the player show subtitle. Then we're going to grab our player show subtitle and connect it to the else of our second if. And yeah, next we're going to go with our button to unclaim the system. So we're going to connect our player remove role, connect it to the button, then our output of our player remove role, and we're going to connect it to the player show subtitle. Alright guys, this is the part where I show you how this all works. So local player get RR+ status, it just checks to see if the player has RR+ or not. So if we go through here, the then goes through the other if, which then allows me to get the player add role, which will unlock the ability for me to claim the canvas, and then it'll show claimed at the bottom of your screen to prove that it went through. And then the else, if you don't have RR+, it'll set on the text for the button where it says claim, do not have RR+ status, which means you will not be able to claim the canvas at all. And this condition that goes through the second if is to check to see if one person has the role, which is canvas 1. So if it equals this amount, which is 0, and then it goes to the list count, and then it checks to see how many people actually have the role canvas, and then it goes to the toString, and then the toString replaces just gets rid of the brackets, because when you have a player inside of a list, it gives them a bracket that indicates that they are inside the list, and to get rid of it just makes it look nicer. So you use toString replaced or two replacements, and then you go through the string format, which just allows you to format the text in a better way to where it looks nicer to the player's screen. And the 0 with the brackets indicate the value that is inside the string format. So in here it's the player because it goes through toString, right? And then it's the condition, and then it adds you to the role, which is also inside the get all players with role. And then it goes to the player show subtitle, which it'll say this canvas has been claimed by so and so, which if I clicked it, it would say my name or my display name, and then it stops other people from being added to the role because there's a limit to how many people can be on that role. So if I click it, right, it'll say claimed, and then it'll say this has been claimed by 4Blocks on Pumpkin. And so if I use it, it allows me to draw, and I can erase. So now I'll have my friend Ghost test it to see if it works for him. It shouldn't because he doesn't have RR+. As you can see, he cannot erase. Let me give him a marker. He cannot draw either. And as you can see on his screen, it'll say that he doesn't have Rec Room Plus status. So that means he will not be able to claim that canvas at all. Hey everybody, we're back for the next example. So I'm going to stop here so you guys can pause the video and place down the chips that we have right here. Alright, let's get started. So what this system is, it'll be a World UI title above your head. So if you have Rec Room Plus, you will have access to 4 titles. If you don't have Rec Room Plus, you will only have access to 2 titles. So what we're going to start with is the button. We'll connect it to our multiple choice prompt. And then we're going to grab on prompt complete, connect to our if. Then the condition, we're going to connect to the success. Then we're going to grab our then on our if and connect it to the execution integer switch. Then we're going to grab our match and connect it to the response index. Then we're going to grab our 0 and connect it to the player prompt multiple choice. Then we're going to grab our 1, connect it to our if condition, connect to the local player get Rec Room Plus status. Then we're going to connect our if to the player prompt multiple choice. Then we're going to connect our else to the player show subtitle. Then we're going to connect on prompt complete to our event sender Rec Room Plus status. Then we're going to connect our Rec Room Plus titles to the response. And then we're going to look at our event definition, our 2 event definitions, one for normal titles and then one for Rec Room Plus titles. And then we're going to connect our event normal to the display player world UI. Then we're going to connect our target to the player world UI. Then we're going to grab our next target, connect it to the player world UI. Then we're going to connect our titles and connect it to the set player world UI text value. Then we're going to connect our output of our display player world UI, connect it to our title value or our text value. And then we're going to grab our event receiver for our Rec Room Plus status and put on the display player world UI. Then we're going to grab our Rec Room Plus title and connect it to the text value. Then we're going to grab our display player world UI and connect it to the text value. Then we're going to connect on prompt complete, connect to our event sender normal. Same thing with the response, connect it to the titles of the event sender normal. And yeah, that's all we have right here. Alright guys, this is the part where I explain how this all works. So if you push the button, you will have access to choose between titles, normal titles, and Rec Room Plus titles. It'll go through the if, then it will go through the execution integer switch. And if you don't have Rec Room Plus, you will only have access to these 2 titles, which is normal and player. And then it sends through the event sender. And if you have Rec Room Plus, it'll go through 1, which goes through the if, and then it gives you the ability to go through the prompt and pick between these 2 options, which is Pumpkin Plus and Rec Room Plus status. And if you try to attempt this one, or attempt the Rec Room Plus status one, and you don't have Rec Room Plus, it will say on the bottom, it will say do not have Rec Room Plus status. It will look something like this: do not have Rec Room Plus status. And then for the event receivers, these are for if you grab your title, it will set to whatever is down here, because we have our sender, which is connected to the response, and then we have our event receiver title, which is also connected to the set player world UI text value for both the receiver and the Rec Room Plus status. So if I test it right here, I will be able to use Rec Room Plus status, and I'm going to choose Pumpkin Plus because I like it and it's mine. And now I'm going to ask my friend Pibble to test the other one out for me. Now I want you to try to test the normal one and see if it works. As you can see, he was able to choose normal or player, and now I want you to attempt to use the Rec Room Plus one. He doesn't have Rec Room Plus, so it should say he doesn't have access. And as you can see on his screen, it says you do not have access to Rec Room Plus status. All Alright guys, this is going to be the final example for the tutorial. So I'm going to need you guys to pause the video and place down the chips that we have right here. Alright, let's get started. So what this system is, it is a jump boost system. So if you have Rec Room Plus, you'll be able to jump higher than everybody else. And if you don't have Rec Room Plus, you'll be able to purchase a jump boost, but it won't be as high as the Rec Room Plus players. So we're going to start from the button. So what you want to do is you want to connect your press to the player prompt multiple choice. Then you want to connect your on prompt complete, connect it to the execution integer switch. Then you want to grab the match and connect it to your response index. Then what you want to do is grab your 0 value and connect it to the player owns room key. Then you want to connect your room key and connect it to the room key constant, which is jump boost. Then you want to grab your on player owns room key complete, connect it to your if. Then you want to grab the player owns room key condition and connect it to the condition of the if. Then you want to grab your then and connect it to the player add role. Then you want to grab your else for your if and connect it to the show purchase prompt. And then you want to grab your in-room purchasable and connect it to the room key constant jump boost. Now you want to grab your 1 from your execution integer switch and connect it to your if. Then you want to grab the local player get Rec Room Plus status condition and connect it to the condition of the if. Then you want to grab your then from your if, connect it to the player owns room key. Then you want to grab your room key constant Rec Room Plus jump boost, connect it to the room key. Then you want to grab your else from your if and connect it to the player show subtitle. Then you want to grab your on player owns room key complete, connect it to the if. Then player owns room key condition, connect to the condition of your if. Then you want to grab the then of your if, connect it to the player add role. Else you want to connect it to your show purchase prompt. Then you want to grab your in-room purchasable and connect it to your second room key constant Rec Room Plus jump boost. Alright guys, so this is the part where I tell you how everything works. So if you push this button, it will show you a prompt of 2 options, which is your jump boost and your Rec Room Plus jump boost. Then it will go through your execution integer switch, and our values is 0 and 1 because it goes off of index. And so it also will go off based off of what's in our options, which is our list create. So we have jump boost and then Rec Room Plus jump boost. So if you click jump boost, it will go through and see if you own the key, the room key. And if you don't have the room key, then it will show you the show purchase prompt so you can buy the key. But if you already have it, you would have to click the button and then it would add you to the role, which is jump boost, so you can jump really high. And then we have R1, which is for Rec Room Plus. So if you have Rec Room Plus, it will let you go through, and if you have the key, or if you have the key already purchased, it will allow you to the Rec Room Plus jump boost. But if you don't have it, it will also say that you don't have Rec Room Plus status. But if you have Rec Room Plus and you still haven't purchased the key, it will show you the prompt, so you will be able to have the Rec Room Plus jump boost. So I will test it right here. So I already have it. I already tested it earlier, so I can jump high. Now I'll have my friend KS test the jump boost. Try purchasing it. As you can see, he jumps pretty high, but he doesn't jump as high as me. He jumps a little bit lower than me, so I have a little bit of a height advantage. Now I would like to see you test the Rec Room Plus one. And as you can see, he can't purchase it. It'll say do not have Rec Room Plus status. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the end. Hey everyone, welcome to the end of the video. Thank you to everybody that helped me make this video. Thank you Ghost, thank you Pibble, and thank you KS. If you guys have any other circuit ideas you guys want me to do, please put it in the comments down below. Please and thank you. And yeah, this is the end of the tutorial, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!